crap out there on the internet, and it's not always easy to sift through all the garbage to find the gems. That's where curation comes in. The concept of curation is nothing new. Reddit helps you discover what people are talking about on the internet, and TechMeme gives you an overview of what's happening in the tech industry. Meanwhile, social apps like Twitter, Instagram, and Snapchat are in a bit of a curation battle right now. Twitter launched Moments last October as an attempt to curate the best of Twitter, but the consensus around Twitter's Moments seems to be The Moments feature doesn't incorporate anything from who you're following, and there's no way to customize them. Instagram has Spotlight for compiling the best content around holidays, big events, and popular themes. And Snapchat has Stories for curating the best snaps. But what's the secret to getting curation right? To help us understand how to master the art of curation, we have Ryan Hoover from Product Hunt right here.
Product Hunt has become technology's new tastemaker. Launched in 2013, Product Hunt is a curated list of new products and podcasts, a community of early adopters, and a place for VCs to look for new deals. If you get your product featured, you're pretty much guaranteed to see a spike in traffic. Product Hunt has raised $7.1 million in funding. Last year, it won the Best Startup Award at TechCrunch's annual Crunchy Awards.
Hey Ryan, thanks for joining me here today.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
So tell me, why is curation necessary?
Well, in a world where we're having so much being created, whether it's apps, Chrome extensions, even music, books, podcasts, etc., there's a greater need for curation. And also, everyone has different interests. In a world where we have more and more being created and people have different interests, there's more and more need for curation.
There's like human curation versus algorithmic curation. Mm-hmm. What's the right balance in terms of like a great product that can sift through all that information for you?
There's different value in different pieces. And for me, like, let's take music as an example. If you recommend a song to me, it's gonna actually have a different meaning for me. I'm gonna listen to it and say, oh, Megan recommended that song, and I might like it more because I trust your opinion in music.
Yeah, I actually have found really great songs thanks to your Twitter, but sorry, go on.
Oh yes, I love music. And the same is true when you go to an actual concert. When you see the artist perform that music, it actually changes that music in your brain. At least for me it does. And so I think the context around how you discover things actually changes the way you perceive the value or experience that piece of content. And so there's no like perfect balance. Like algorithmic is not like the be all end all. Socially driven curation is not the be all end all.
Some people talk about this like filter bubble. So just kind of like getting trapped in what either an algorithm or another human is telling you is important. How can a good curation product kind of take that into account? Yeah,
the filter bubble is an interesting thing as, let's take Facebook and Twitter and others start personalizing the feed. Your Twitter feed is based on who you follow, and you follow people that probably have similar tastes or similar opinions as you. And so the risk is that we, over time, start building better and better algorithms, and so you actually only see a subset of things that are really confirming your own bias, potentially. And so that's a really fascinating trend, and also like a risk in the long term like evolution of how we communicate and how we socially interact with people.
Between Instagram, Twitter, and Snapchat, which would you say kind of does curation the best?
I don't know if anyone in particular does curation better. There's a couple that are actually very different products that I think are really interesting. One of them is Pinterest. And I am actually not a Pinterest user, however, I've been exploring it and using it, and their search experience is really fascinating. And unlike a typical search where you type in Google, I want this thing, and a bunch of results come down, Pinterest does that. It displays results. However, it also allows you to filter and explore things that are relevant to that. And then the total opposite side is Wirecutter. I think what they're doing with editorial curation, and when you want to find a piece of like electronics, whether it's a new TV or external battery, you go there, and they've done really in-depth reviews of the 5, let's say, external batteries for your iPhone. And they say this is the number 1 like best pick. And I've used it to buy a battery. And it just simplifies the shopping experience, because I don't want to spend time like going through Amazon, which has thousands and thousands of options.
Right.
And I don't necessarily trust the reviews, whereas Wirecutter is like a trusted brand.
Are there different ways to monetize this, or is it more of like is curation more of just like a nice feature to have?
Yeah. I mean, Snapchat, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, they're primarily driven through like advertising revenue. And as they start getting more signals of, on Twitter, people you follow, things you like, on Facebook, pages you like, and so on, it can start targeting advertising and things or products that are relevant to you. For me personally, a lot of people feel creeped out about like advertising that's retargeted or super personalized.
Right.
And I understand that. I get why people are creeped out by that. However, I would much rather see a Justin Bieber ad as one example versus something that's totally irrelevant to me.
Got it. Thanks so much for joining me.
Yeah, thanks a lot.
Bullish airs every Wednesday at 10 a.m. Eastern, 7 a.m. Pacific, and you can find it here on TechCrunch.com.